In this episode, we will discuss what transpired yesterday night in the markets, look at the price of XRP, and examine what it is doing. Is the price of Bitcoin rising, or will it retrace? Moving forward, we will discuss the Federal Reserve's Ripple because I believe I have a solid notion of what it is. So, without further ado, kick back, unwind, and let's get into Bitcoin. Ethereum is currently trading at $3,169, down 2.89% from $88,000 and up 1.11% over the last day. USDT is trading at its dollar. The market value of cryptocurrencies currently stands at $2 trillion, $932 billion. Many people are curious about where XRP will go from here. Here's a summary of what we're looking at. Our main area of resistance to an upward advance is 70 cents. Yesterday, on the 6th try, we attacked cents 6 times, yes, 6 times. We finally broke out, and as I mentioned earlier, 70 cents is a minor speed bump. Once we overcome this hurdle, we aim to surpass 75 cents, paving the way towards $1. If we couldn't reach 75 cents, we had to hold that 0-cent area. If that didn't break, the next important level in the decline was 65 cents, which we had to keep if it didn't break the 60s. As you can see, we are facing significant challenges. For us, this is a pretty narrow road. We consistently strive to meet our financial obligations, and we have consistently referred to these objectives. I believe we informed you about these 3 significant speed bumps around the midsummer time frame and since Q1 when we called XRP at 7.75 cents. We're in the center, so let's see where we push from here. Bitcoin will correct, but in the midst of this, things could shift in either direction at any time. Although XRP will also correct, we can observe that when Bitcoin begins to rise again, the other coins will follow suit. The primary challenge we currently face is 75 cents, which will pave the way for $1, a milestone that is approaching significantly sooner than most people realize. Now consider whether Bitcoin will retrace. That the key query simply makes sense and is appropriate for Bitcoin to pull back from this point. The price of Bitcoin has experienced a significant surge, rising by more than 30% over the past month. What will be the depth? I frequently receive direct messages about this question. I consistently don't anticipate it being that horrible. I'm not truly 80 to 83,000. That's the lowest we can go, in my opinion. This is the warm-up, after all. This marks the start of the bull run, as I previously stated. Once we hit 74,000, it was time to depart. That was the topic of our conversation. I believe it is only reasonable to witness a slight decline here before we begin to rise again and reach that $100,000 to $110,000 region before the year ends. This is the resistant area that I have discussed extensively on this channel, and we are still sitting there. The hurdle for Bitcoin stands at 88.88. We have been waiting for this moment for 3.5 years, and no, the bull run is not ending this year, people. This is going to last until next year. We anticipate the emergence of those parabolic tops during the summer and fall seasons, following which the markets will transition into their bear market phase. Observing the institutions is the most straightforward method to ascertain the invalidation of the bear market. If they jump in, we won't see a bear market, we will see a 100% correction in the market, but not the typical bear market. When the crash starts, the season will start, and this is how Bitcoin supremacy is approaching its cycle top. He is correct. Let me blow this up, but is this really going to be the top? It looks like the top is pretty close, and he's aiming for it to come in December, but based on his chart, that won't happen. Instead, we won't see Bitcoin's top emerge in dominance until next year, at which point we'll get the rotation out to alts. However, if you're a chart viewer or looker who wants to keep an eye on what the markets will do next, you have to focus on just one chart, and that is the Bitcoin dominance chart found on Cryptomint.com's chart. Release this before the next move. Is this a rest period? It reports that the price of Bitcoin continued to rise. Bitcoin is trading above 86,500 in the 100-hour simple moving average, and it is currently consolidating gains close to 90K. In the short term, there may be a slight dip. The hourly chart of the Bitcoin to US dollar pairing feed coming over from Kraken shows a connecting positive trend line emerging with support at 88,500. If the pair maintains above 85K, it may continue to increase. They believe that 85,000 is the crucial level that we must maintain above, they say, adding that the price of Bitcoin began a new rise above 85,000. I told you that my decrease was between 80 and 83. After breaking through the $86,500 barrier, Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, peaking at almost $9,850 and is now consolidating gains. People are making money, and there is nothing wrong with it at all. Although the price is still considerably above the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level of the upward advance from 785,551,3219, it indicates a slight dip to the $88,500 level. Chart of Bitcoin to USD. The price of Bitcoin is currently above the 100-hour simple moving average. Resistance could be seen on the upside at about 88,500. You can see that we are currently at resistance as we are currently around 88,000. The first important milestone to watch for the next breakout will be just above 990,000. It will arrive sooner than you think because, as people remember, everything that goes up must eventually go down. It must find its new base, and once it does, it begins to attract new customers because it believes that to be the lowest price at which new buyers will enter the market, it raises prices again. This is as easy as that. So I'm going to skip this till we get over it. One will be discussed in the upcoming post, but this is the major announcement. We may observe how Hara responded admirably to Canary Capital's recent publication of a Canary Bar ETF and their XRP ETF file, which was made public yesterday. You can see all the excitement and hype surrounding the news that the best time to introduce these ETFs into the market will be in 2025 when everything starts to move and go haywire. Of course, we are seeing consolidation on it now, and it is coming back down. It had a huge surge but is currently retesting and falling back down. We break the H-bar, which is, in my opinion, the simplest 10x in the Bitcoin game. Just yesterday, the Digital Chamber announced that Ripple and the Chamber would be meeting with Federal Reserve Governor Bowman. This is the tweet. This is the image. It states that our visit with Bowman, the Federal Reserve Government, was great. Jack McDonald, Ryan Lauren, and Nick Carter will talk about our new initiative and how stablecoins prolong the US dollar's supremacy in a policy. A maker's manual for action. I can see that next year we'll see the implementation of crypto rules. The United States will lead the cryptocurrency space and race, and stablecoins will play a significant role in the new financial system and landscape that we are entering. If we examine the actions taken by Ripple, they tested a US dollar stablecoin backed by XRP in the island nations of Palau for a considerable amount of time, and all reports and results from this test indicate that it has outperformed what they expected it to do, which is a bullish side. Now, out of all these central banks worldwide, why would they choose one that uses the US dollar and is backed by XRP? Why is Ripple developing a stablecoin that will function on both the Ethereum and XRP ledgers, and why has it been meeting with the Federal Reserve? Trump, our incoming president, has already declared his intention to establish the United States as the global leader in cryptocurrency space. Since Brad and Chris flew up to Philadelphia after Thanksgiving in October to speak at the Federal Reserve meeting, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to connect all the dots that Ripple has held. They rarely attend meetings together for something as significant as preparing stablecoins for entry into the U.S. We will lead the crypto revolution, Ripple 100%. They will, in my opinion, be a major and influential influence on the stablecoin formation policies and regulations that will be implemented in 2025 for XRP ETFs and the eventual regulatory approval of Ripple stablecoin.